Well, good morning. It's Sue's Crystal Wolf, and it's Runic Thor's Day on a Friday. I did a little video yesterday explaining that I've had quite a bad fibro attack, and so I just really wasn't really up to making the videos this week. Although I was just about to say I'm feeling a bit better, but my back is bloody hurting. Quite a bit sitting here. So, what I was going to talk about for Runic Thor's Day this week was what we can do with the runes, because a lot of people think, oh, it's divination, and we just use them like we do cards. So slightly different if we're throwing them on a cloth, or we might be picking one for the day. So keeping a nice journal and recording. You can actually get some nice ones that are like specifically for runes, and it'll say rune for the day or something. And obviously you can do rune spreads, so the divination part. But the other thing we can do to really connect with the runes is we can make wands. We can make all sorts of things, and you don't have to be like a great artist or anything like that. I mean, this was easy. I mean, yes, I did have to have a pyrography machine, but if you've got a soldering iron, you can probably do it. Obviously I've burnt into this piece of holly, but you could draw them on, so you don't have to have a pyrography machine. You can put them on a piece of paper. You can do a little painting. This was one of the first ones that I did when I really started getting into the runes. I wanted just like a little small painting, nothing grand, just the runes just over it. I've got another one on the wall up there. I don't know whether I don't think I can turn it around at the minute to show you, but yeah, just what it does is connects you in with the runes. So wearing a piece of jewelry, making jewelry, having like one specific rune. So this is Wunyo, although it's facing that way. It's because it's reversed, but it should be facing that way. So Wunyo, a bit dusty actually. Oh no, it's not dusty. It's just colour. Yeah, so wearing pieces of jewelry. I did these pieces. These are a bit more arty, I suppose. This is for Feiyu, so again it should be facing that way if you don't know your runes. So that was the spirit of Feiyu. She came through. This is polymer clay on a piece of wood, and she's on one of my rune altars. And then I did urus, and that's my sun rune. So, and I've made urus jewelry, and I've also made jewelry where I've put my my first four runes from my runic astrology. This is my little symbol that I use. Again, it should be the other way, and that's two Sewello runes together for Suzanne Slade. So I've got a little box, and this box is my runic healing box. I haven't actually got the runes on here because what I normally do is if someone wants healing, or I want healing for myself, I want to connect with one specific rune, then I'll take the rune, and if it's for someone else, I might write their name on a piece of paper and put it in there with the rune and let it do its thing. So that's really cool. Or I could even put all the runes in there, but that would be a bit, because you when you're doing healing like that, you want to really be quite specific. So you could have like a a bind rune, so I've put bind runes in there. And sometimes I do runes on like pieces of cards, so I don't think I've got any of my card ones here at the minute, so I'm not as organized as I thought I was. So I just, you know, put the rune that I want to work with on there. Might put someone's name on the back, or if I'm doing a list of a few people, or if it's just for me. And you know, it's so simple. The runes are really, really easy to draw. Manas and Degas and Othala and Ingus, unless you do the diamond for Ingus, they can be a bit more tricky, but you get used to them. I mean, really, if you're working with the runes, you want to keep drawing them. So again, you could have like a little scrap notebook, and you could just really practice writing the runes and writing the names. So then you sort of know, well, that's Rado. And that, you know, they do say writing and connecting, it really helps your brain take in the information much more, and memorize. So that's really how I learned them, was like keep drawing them. Yes, I did do quite a bit of artwork as well, so that really helped. You know, I'd like to do the whole of the runes in these, but these two came through. I think this one came through, you know, this time last year-ish, as we're moving towards starting the half month again. So we'll be going into Feu. And I put the crystals on that I associate quite a bit with Feu. So they're on there. You can get stones and paint them on, use alcohol markers, use Sharpies, even just use a pencil. You know, you could colour them with acrylic paint. So like I've got like a painted stone there, and you know, I could put a rune on there. You could, I mean, anything really. I've got oh, I did these were very, very at the beginning. Again, it should be facing that way. Feu again, just on a little piece of wooden, like a little wooden tile. Again, I did burn it in, but I mean, you could just draw it with a Sharpie or a pencil or anything. So I've got a few of those. I mean, I have got more stuff behind me. I was looking for something specific, but I can't even remember what it was. That's my fibro brain. So I don't know what that was. So my brain's gone off now. So you can draw it in the air, and you could, you know, draw a rune over your seat and sit in it. You can, if you're good at embroidery, you could embroider them on stuff. I mean, you could draw them on fabric anyway, you know, fabric pen, even probably a Sharpie would work. There are so many things you could do, you know. I mean, Feu is about movable wealth and things like that. And if you're going to do like a spell for money coming in and things like that, you can, you know, draw it on your notes. Obviously you're not allowed to deface them, so you would just draw it with your finger and just, you know, imagine that Feu energy going in. Or you could make a little coin out of wood or something like that, and you could put that in your purse with Feu on it, so it would just imbue constantly, and then you could sit and charge it up. And what I mean by charging it up, you know, is just sitting, thinking of Feu, calling in Feu, you know, closing your eyes, really connecting with the spirit and energy of Feu. You could chant, so you could do Feu. And, you know, and I'm bit rubbish at the chanting bit and stuff, but Some people like Maggie and that are amazing. But I mean, you can do it anyway. And obviously, if you don't like doing that with your voice, I think Maggie said to us when we first started on Awakening, if you don't want to do the chanting, do it in the shower, and maybe no one will hear you. So, but you can sit with a drum and chant Feiyu. You can stand in the position which is called Stad Guldra, and where you are, just standing like you are Feiyu. But again, I mean, like for me, that can be difficult because of the fibromyalgia. So moving for me is difficult quite often. But I mean, even if you just sat in the chair and just imagined you're standing in that position and you're calling in the energies, then that can work. I mean, if you were in a wheelchair, disabled, and you think, oh well, I can't even do the movements, you can do it just by going like that and just imagining. You don't have to do like an amazing sort of Tai Chi dancing movement, but if you like dancing, if you like movement, you could just put on some music you like. And obviously all the runes are very different energies, so you have to find your own way with each rune and how you perceive it and feel it, which does take time. So, for me, like Uru's, that's like a thundery, I think Maggie says like hooves pounding on the thing. So it's very drummy. So like with Uru's, you could do like a really stampy dance and like really, like you were doing root chakra dance and really get into it. And and maybe like Laguz would be more flowy because it's watery, and you could make up your own like runic dance routine, and have all your runes in there. What I think we have to realize is that we're all very, very different. And some people can make amazing pieces of artwork. Other people create in a very different way. So they might be the dancer, they might be the singer, so they might make beautiful songs of the runes, chants of the runes. Everyone's different, and you don't have to try every single approach to the runes. Absolutely you can, and why not? Try lots of different things, get out of your comfort zone, and and chant if that's like really, oh, I don't want to chant, but do it if you feel like, yeah, sod it, I'm gonna go for it. I mean, I never thought I would chant on here, and I've just done it, and I probably will want to delete this instead of putting it out there, but there you go. I might pull it out. So yeah, there's millions of ways that you can like really connect with each rune. We did a lovely before we like do circle and we do stuff, then we call in the runes, and that is really great, calling in every single rune together, Feiyu, Ruz, Thurizaz, and you just do it and you imagine all the runes just round you. And I think Maggie said that when she was first really working with the runes, she used to do that every night and just imagine them around you. So that you can get like a mala bead or make like little beads and put the runes on, and then just do the runes chant going through the runes. Getting candles, you can put all the runes on one candle and just set that up so that each time you work with the runes, that energy's out in your your space. You can do like 24 where you just carve on the runes. And I mean, I carve the runes on the candles, and that's easy because candles, you know, are soft. So all you need is a little sharp, you know, tool and put them on. You can paint them as well, you know, put some acrylic paint on your candles and draw them on that way. You could use a pencil, and because that would work, because it would be sharp enough, you know, to put them on. I keep doing Rado. Ritual. So Rado's comic. See, now that is really, really interesting, because Rado knew, obviously, that I was going to be doing this video, and it was going to be about ritual and about how we can work with the runes, and Rado stepped forward because it is the rune of rhythm and ritual. So if we were dancing, even if we were dancing Urus or Feu or Isa, Isa would be very, I think, that would be, I don't think I've danced Isa, because I normally just sit in Isa because of the stillness, but that would be quite a nice, like, really slow, interesting movement. But Rado would be part of that, because he is, or, you know, I say he, but he's like the rhythm and ritual energies there. So, and I did say he. Now I do have a bit of like feeling that that's a more feminine rune and that's a more masculine rune, and I do use his and her, but it's not as in, you know, woman and man. It's obviously more feminine, more masculine, so it's working in that way. You know, all the runes are spirits. They are spirits. They're here, you know, and you work with them, you know, pretty much like you would any type of spiritual guide that you work with. If you work with angels, you know, it's the same sort of thing. Gods, goddesses. Each rune is a spirit in itself, and so you can make a really lovely connection where you are working with that spirit of the rune. Now, for some people, that'd be very powerful, very strong, because that's how they work. For others, they won't get that so much. And, you know, don't think, oh, I'm not getting it, or, you know, I'm no good, because you will be working differently, and that is correct, because we are all so unique. You can draw a rune over your bath, you know, and then sink into the bath and feel that energy. I mean, you can do it in the shower, but it's obviously not as easy as doing it, I suppose, in the bath. I made so my sun rune again is Urus. So I made this little coaster, because I can put my drink on it, and then I can imbue the water with Uru's energy. So you could do that for all the runes. You could get a glass and get some glass paints. I don't know whether a Sharpie would come off. I don't know. You know, you could draw it on your glass. I mean, if you wanted to be really mad, you could, I suppose, have 24 glasses and do it that way. I think that's quite a lot of glasses. But then I know some people have done that with like votive candle holders. So they haven't carved it in the candle. They've got the votive candle holder, and that's got the rune on it. So you could do that. But I mean, really, I mean, you could make it much more simple. You could just have a card again, and you could just have your runes on a card, and then you could put them under your drink. You can bake with the runes. You know, you can put them in. You could do like cookies. And I don't advocate eating 24 cookies in one sitting, but you know, but you know, you can do that. And again, like, I mean, I learned a lot of this when I was doing Reiki. Well, I say I was doing, I still do Reiki. So, you know, ways of using, especially when I did Reiki 2 and Masters, because obviously we have the symbols, and there's so many ways you can work with symbols. And you can, you know, if you do protection in the morning, if you put yourself in like a bubble, you could put yourself in a Uru's bubble, you could put yourself in a Feiyu bubble. So, you know, you could do that. Because when I did Reiki, and I did Reiki 2 and got the symbols, I used to put myself in like a snow globe. And so in the snow globe, instead of the snow, they were like loads of the Reiki symbols. So brilliant. You could do the same with the runes. You know, there's just, you know, millions of ways, and I'm sure you'll come up with your own ways that you can work with the runes. There's so many things you can do. It's just amazing. So, you know, I mean, I can't even think of another now, because I've got a bit with it all. Yeah, just play with them, just connect with them, just think of ways, just, you know, just like I say, even just writing down the rune for the day. You know, you can write the rune in your journal, and even that little act, it's like, oh well, I just wrote the rune down. Well, no, you know, there's power behind writing, there's power behind speaking. So, you know, if you sort of say, you know, rado, and then you just sit in the energy and see what comes to you. Or you could draw rado on your hands and sit, and then you could, you know, give yourself the rado energy, sit in that energy, see what you get. And then what you could do, if you did that for a few minutes, then you could get your notebook and then write and just see what you get. And, you know, because it would be that connection with rado, so you would probably get quite a good sort of lot of interesting writing come through that. I haven't done that, but that came to me a few weeks ago. But I'm waiting to go into the new half month year, so I'm waiting till we go back into Feiyu, and that's going to be one of my new practices, because it's something that I haven't done, you know, and I think, you know, you don't have to do everything at once. So, you know, you can think, well, I'll get 24 candles and I'll do that, and I'll burn a candle for the half month of Feiyu, and then I'll burn a candle for the half month of Urus, and, you know, I'll put the candle on, I'll sit in the energy, I'll call the rune in, and then you might think a bit later on, oh, well, I'm going to dance, you know, the runes, or I'm going to sing the runes. But, you know, you don't have to get everything and do it all at once, because, you know, you'd just be spending your life just with all of that. So yeah, so I recommend sort of finding some practice that will be easy for you. Don't complicate, don't add too much, just something very easy that you can do that can really start to get you into the rhythm of working with the runes, connecting with the runes. I mean, you can follow the half months. I follow Kelly Harrell's half months, and obviously I've got the half months with the work with Maggie, but I had Kelly Harrell's book before I started the work with Maggie, and I just, you know, I learnt them and I wrote them down, and I, you know, I did sheets and laminated them. That's another good thing, you know. Put up, do like a sheet with all the runes on and their names, and put them up on the wall somewhere so you can remember them, so you can keep looking at them. and that will work really, really well. And put them somewhere. You know, I remember a friend years ago, and she was learning. What was she learning? She was learning something. It might have been the tarot. No, it wasn't the tarot. Anyway, she was learning something, and her toilet door was opposite her. So she put whatever she was learning, she laminated it and put it on the toilet door. So when she was sitting on the toilet having a wee, she could look at them, and and it just is. Things like that are really, really simple, because we don't realize that we're taking in that information when it's round us, and obviously we take in so much information. So if you have something prominent where we all have to go for a wee, I'm afraid, so it's not. So that was perfect for her, because she would see that a few times a day. It was brilliant. So yeah, put it somewhere. What I did is I had mine by the side of my bed, so every morning when I woke up they were there, every night when I went to sleep they were there. So that really worked for me. You'll know what would be the best bet for you. Yeah, you can really it's just endless what you can do. But you do need to find some sort of little practice that really can get you into it. I mean, I did do my rune for the day every day. I don't do that now. I do a rune for the week. I found that too much because I was doing other stuff as well. So a rune for the week is brilliant for me, with my outer half month rune and my inner. So I've got 3 runes there each week. So but I know the runes a lot more now, so that's a bit easier. Whereas before, when I was doing a rune for the day, I was only doing the outer half month then, though, because I didn't have my practice. See, that became a practice. I suddenly got these inner half month, and I put the runes in a different way around the wheel of the year, came up with my own thing, and did it that way. So but yeah, just something that you can you can carry a rune with you. Like, I mean, a lot of people that work with crystals, to put a tumblestone in your bra. Well, you could do that with the runes. If you're a bloke, you possibly won't be wearing a bra, but you might, and fair enough. So but in your pocket, somewhere you can carry it. Like I say, you could make a piece of jewelry. I mean, you could have 24. I mean, if you made it out of clay, you could make it out of polymer clay, or air drying clay. More simple. You don't have to have an oven, you don't have to bake it. But yeah, then you could wear that, a rune. If you picked a rune for the day, and you could wear it, or if you pick a rune for the week, you could wear it, and those energies. Stick a rune under your pillow at night. Another good one. It's just endless. Just like this video is starting to become endless. We're 30 minutes in, so hopefully that's given you a bit of information on different things we can do with the runes. Obviously there's going to be lots of others, and I might come up with other things. I might even repeat. I do repeat myself a lot, probably because of the fibro, because I don't know what I've said, partly because when I get in the flow, stuff comes through, and then again I don't know what I've said. So if I repeat myself, I apologize. If I give you the same information, I apologize, but you just have to that's one of me. I don't know whether it's a flaw, but it's one of me quirks. So it's, yeah, one of my quirks. Let's say that. That sounds a bit nicer. So yeah, so just start playing, start seeing what you get, what you can get, what you come up with. If you come up with some really fabulous ideas, if you know, you think, oh well, I didn't say that, you know, put them in the comments. It'd be great to hear from anyone anyway. And you know, I think we're going to start getting into doing you know, each rune. I'm not sure whether I'm going to start with Feiyu in a couple of weeks when we go into Feiyu. It feels like that was possibly what I was waiting for. So I might wait, and then we'll just have some more chats about different things. You know, maybe bind runes and things. So I don't know what next week's going to be at the moment. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you're all well. I do apologise that it didn't go up yesterday. I wasn't even sure that I would even get a Runic Thor's Day up this week. So I'm quite pleased that this is coming up. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. Love and blessings to you all, and see you next time. Bye.